Hey, welcome back. So, obviously, I missed something. You need the magic cape, and I never got it. It's never that easy where you can just go from one dungeon to the other dungeon. There's always something else you gotta do. So I gotta leave and I gotta get this magic cape, but it seems pretty easy. So you get the magic cape and then you can walk across the spikes. I got really fired up about that stupid Jimmy John's thing. If you can consider that being fired up. I mean, that's as fired up as I get. Just gonna talk about... Oop, look out. I don't know if I should talk about this, but... It's because I don't know where it's gonna go, and I hope it doesn't go in a place where I'm putting somebody down or whatever. I got a comment on one of my videos, and I feel pretty confident that he's not gonna watch. He just watched that one video, and he's not gonna watch this one. How am I gonna talk about that? This is also kind of a weird topic for me, so we'll see how this goes. Maybe I'll just abandon it midway or something. He told me. Okay, so here's the comment. It seems bad. I'm not like, I don't want to put this guy down or anything. I don't want to make him feel bad, even though he's not watching. I just don't want to be mean about it. To like point and laugh and be like, isn't this guy so stupid? I don't want to do that. So should I just abandon? Who's this guy? Sure. Oh, I already knew that. Oh, he healed my health though. I don't know. In the spirit of November, let's just talk about... I won't mention the guy's comment, but we'll talk about no fap. I don't know. You do 700... How many videos have I done? 800, 900 videos. So eventually you get to the... You run out of stuff to talk about. How do I get out of this place? Do I do this? Oop. Oh, okay. And I just kind of looked at the Wikipedia article for NoFap, which is interesting. It's like, I don't know, I feel comfortable talking about the specifics of it, but like, you know what it is, right? And so the idea is like, oh, social anxiety might help, or the NoFap thing might help with social anxiety. I heard that idea and I thought, that doesn't really make any sense to me. Medically, how does that work? I looked it up. There's no... And there have been some studies on it. And, I mean, I'm just looking at Wikipedia. I'm not, like, researching papers or anything. But before I make a huge lifestyle change, I am gonna go with the doctors on this one, I think. And, like, the psychologists who are saying, like, it's not mentally... Here was my point that I was gonna get to eventually. It's like... I think the unhealthy thing is to put so much emphasis on an activity. and it seems like these no-fap people are like, they get really upset when they fail, and they're like, but then they're like, oh, when I stop doing it, I get superpowers or something. I have to go to the graveyard. And I think that it might... There's that thing of, like, anecdotal evidence or whatever. So, like, when you study it and you do all these double-blind, peer-reviewed studies, if you studied this NoFap thing, it seems like you'd find that there's no real benefit. Like, anything that's helpful to people is just a placebo, or it's just anecdotal. It's just, like... the mind is a powerful thing. So, like, if you really believe that this is helping you, it's possible that it could. But there's no real, like, reason to do it over just like, well, if you believe that eating bananas every day can help with your social anxiety, it has just as much help. Like, if you, all you need is to just kind of believe it. There's no, as a kind of dumb human, we're putting emphasis on things that we really should. It's like, just don't, you're not killing anybody. Like, just don't worry so much about this thing. And there are other proven medical things that help social anxiety, so I'm gonna stick with those things. Like, and the things I've been doing, well, guess what? They've been helping. I've been taking medicine. I've been going to therapy. I've been talking here. I don't know. This is more of a anecdotal thing. Like, should a doctor be like, oh, you should make your own YouTube channel. That'll help with your social anxiety. But not really, but like a therapist would say, well, talking and expressing your feelings is good, because I wasn't doing that before. So I do believe that this is a good thing, and it is helpful. And my therapist, the two therapists that I brought it up to, haven't balked at it and been like, you're doing that? No, you gotta stop. That's bad. You're making YouTube videos? This is a terrible idea. They haven't said that. So, and they went to doctor school, so I think they know what they're talking about. And you know what? This was my idea. So I'm basically a doctor. I'm as smart as a doctor. I don't even have to go to school. Okay, this is the thing up here. How do you do this? Get out of here. Oh, it worked. Okay. Now we good. Yeah, it just feels like you're causing your own anxiety at that point when you're putting so much effort or emphasis on a thing. Like, it's good to, you don't want to do this thing. Okay, that's a good thing probably. Like, to not be like obsessed with it doing it, but then to also be obsessed with not doing it is bad. You just gotta, I don't know, I'm not a therapist, but just like take deep breaths and go on walks. Try not to think about it so much. I'm doing the thing. This isn't helpful advice. I don't know. I'm trying to give advice to the no-fap people. Like, what should you, if it's helping them, I guess, yeah, keep doing it. But like the Wikipedia article was saying, like, I don't think it's like a net negative for your mental health. Like, it might help you in some ways, but to just be obsessing about this thing so much, it's not good. So don't do it. Or do it, or whatever, I don't care. But that guy's not gonna watch this video. Hopefully I was nice to him when I commented back to him. I was like, I'm glad it's helped you, which is true. I am glad. Like, what I left out was like, well, what you're doing isn't really scientifically proven to help at all. Like, more than like what I mentioned, like, oh, if I touch my toes 10 times before I go to work every day, that's gonna get rid of my social anxiety. Like, well, no. There's probably no scientific evidence for that. If I believe it, anecdotally, it might come true, but I don't know. Why am I good at, like, I don't know. This is gonna sound pretty arrogant, but right when he said that, immediately I was like, oh, that doesn't seem right. Like, what is that thing in me? Like, did I just have a good school or something? Why wasn't I like, oh, that helped you? And I haven't tried it. Maybe I should try this thing. I'm like, no, there's no medical benefit to this at all, or psychological benefit. And it seemed obvious to me, even though I never really looked into it that much or whatever. I never really thought about it that much. Immediately when I heard it, and he was like, if you do NoFap, your social anxiety will go away. I'm like, no. There's nothing to prove that. I'm sure of it. That is kind of an arrogant... I don't know. I mean, it is possible that's... It's possible. But to me, it's possible, okay, but the only evidence there is that it is helpful is anecdotal. And there are so many other treatments that have more than anecdotal evidence. So why wouldn't I just go with the better treatments? I guess that's what I'm saying. That's always the thing that is like is frustrating with like politics and like the vaccine and everything, is people will say like, oh, they'll sow this doubt in your mind about the vaccine, like, oh, sometimes this thing happens and sometimes this thing happens, and I'm still like, well, I'm just gonna trust the doctors and the scientists who spent their life studying this. Like, where are you getting your information from? And they're like, oh, Joe Rogan said this thing. It's like, okay, that's what Aaron Rodgers. Do we want to talk about Aaron Rodgers? Why wouldn't you want to get your information from like the smartest people and the best sources? I just never understood that. The vaccine is kind of a miracle. It helps, and we've given out 7 billion shots, and nobody's really gotten that sick from it or whatever. Meanwhile, thousands of people die every day from this virus. I'm going to get the vaccine, I think. Bum bum ba-da-dum bum. I don't know. Well, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers, because part of it is I was listening a little bit to what he said, and I'm like, okay, I kind of understand. Like, he's one of these like weird, like Tom Brady, who's like, I eat like kale every day, and my body is like my job, and I have to make it perfect. So he's like, okay, I don't want to put in a vaccine into it. I kind of understand that. So that's why people are like, well, the thing that he did that was so bad was he lied about it, because if he really did care about his body, he would be trying to do everything he could to avoid getting the vaccine, the virus. And he didn't, and he got the virus. So now he's as sick as he would have ever been with the vaccine. What would have made more sense is if Aaron Rodgers really believed that like his body was a temple, he would have been wearing a mask every day when he went to work, and he would have tried to Zoom, so like to avoid getting the virus, because the virus is so much more detrimental to your health than the vaccine. So you know what? I'm smarter than Aaron Rodgers too. I could be a professional football player or a doctor. I just decided to be an accountant because I'm so smart that I decided to be an accountant. I mean, it's not the stupidest profession. You always need accountants. You always need people, even if like everything in the future becomes computerized, like accounting seems like it's one of the last jobs to go, right? Because accountants you can use for everything. Accountants just keep track of stuff. Like, even in the apocalypse, you need accountants to, when teeth are money, you need accountants to count how many teeth you have and keep track of it. Make sure people are being like fair and like, I gave this guy 3 teeth and he said I didn't. Well, then you need a lawyer, but the accountant will be like, I kept track of it and he's telling the truth. Okay. Making progress. Ooh, this is a big map. It's only 2 levels. So I want to go up. Don't close. Okay. I'm good. I'm gonna go up. I think I might have to take a break for my doctor's appointment. Need that ferry. Okay. So, oh, it's gone. That's it. What did I talk about today? No fap. What am I doing with my life? Oh, how do I turn that on? I don't know. Where's the big key? I don't know. Biggie. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.